So I'm recording this video very tired, and I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty hungover. So apologies if it ends up being a bit of a crappy video, but I'm making this as a follow-up to this video that I made a couple of weeks ago, which was about putting yourself out there more, being more willing to take risks, and also just understanding that a lot of our present day anxiety, social anxiety or some other form of anxiety, that's not us reacting to what's happening in front of us. It's actually more of a reaction to things that have happened to us in the past. So in this video, I set the intention that I was going to, that very same night that I put the video out, I was going to make a big group chat with like 10-15 people and send out my birthday party invitations. Now, when I was recording that, I was really stressed out about it because, a bit of context for me, I'm really introverted, and I've never in the past made a big deal out of my birthday. I'm not the kind of person who likes having the center of attention on me. And, oftentimes I just don't even tell people when it's my birthday because I don't like people making a fuss about it. I don't know, I think other people are like that, but whenever I'd celebrate my birthday, if I even did anything, I'd very often only invite like one or two friends. Like, I'd do something very low-key, very chill. And the excuse I always made was, I just don't like people making a big deal of me. And I kind of decided to do this birthday thing, like a bigger birthday thing, because for one, a few people have been getting on to me about it, like, oh, you're going to do anything for your birthday? So I was kind of weighing up the idea anyway. And also in the last year, I've been lucky enough to have had like a lot of great people come into my life. And for the first time in a long while, like, it hasn't always been the case, I can say I'm surrounded by some like very good, loving people in my life, like some good friends. I kind of wanted to celebrate that, but just the anxiety that I was getting from planning this, even just the thought of like planning this birthday, like having that amount of people come out together to celebrate me, it was kind of suggesting to me that there's something maybe a bit more than just, I don't like being the center of attention. Because the very same night I made this group chat, and I was having mad anxious thoughts about it. Like, I was visualizing the worst case scenario in my head. Imagine I just make this Instagram group chat, I add all these people, I send out my messages, and I just can get completely aired. Like, people see the message and then they just air me. Or what if I was getting really like kind of compulsive, like I was like redoing the paragraph that I wrote, like sending out the invitation, rewording it, because I was thinking, what if it doesn't make sense? Is this going to make people like less likely to come? Or if I say it using the, unless I rephrase this sentence, then people are going to be more likely to drop out. I was really like getting irrational, and all of that was saying to me like there's something like a little bit deeper here. And for me, I know for a fact that all of this anxiety response that I'm having, this is there for a reason. Like, this is my body's way of protecting itself from some kind of emotional harm. Some kind of emotional harm that I experienced in like a similar situation in the past. I don't want to like just sound like kind of cliche, like talk about trauma or whatever, but it's some kind of childhood trauma from the past. And this is what I mean when I say a lot of the things that we feel anxious about, things that it feels like we're reacting to, I think I'm reacting to this birthday. Actually, I'm not. I'm reacting to my body, the way that I feel inside. I'm reacting to something that happened to me in the past. So I think deep down I have this like incredible fear of like rejection, like a lot of people, or like public embarrassment. I think this comes from school. Like this specific situation triggers something that reminds me of school specifically, where for a period of time, like especially when you're younger, it's really hard because your brain is still developing and you don't quite understand that the things happening to you aren't necessarily your fault. But I had like no friends in school for like 2 years when I was like 11 or 12. Like I just started high school. It took me like a really long time to find a group. I was kind of just bouncing between groups until one would kind of take me in. And I had like a really rough couple of years, and I think that like I felt some like such like deep pain and loneliness and like feeling of rejection, like no one wants me, like no one will take me in, no one wants to be my friend. And again, like it's because I was so young, I didn't understand that that wasn't necessarily something wrong with me. It just kind of happened. And then afterwards, getting taken in by a group, but then not really feeling valued by that group. I've talked about this before. It felt like I was with a friend group who were kind of just tolerating me, like they were indifferent to whether I was there or not. They used to make a lot of jokes at my expense. They'd meet up outside of school and they'd kind of just forget to invite me. And it's kind of like a different kind of rejection. And I tolerated like a lot of bad behavior. And I still felt this like emotional pain, but there's also another layer of pain on top of that of like, I just have to sit here and take this because otherwise they could kick me out of the group and I could go back to having no one. So it's this like intense, I think it's my nervous system, which is what brings out your anxiety. It's stored up all this pain. And I've somehow told myself I never want to feel like that again. And the anxiety is a way of like protecting me from feeling that again. Like it's fight or flight. I'm either going to fight my way out of this situation or I'm going to run away. Either outcome involves me getting away from that like pain, that fear of rejection. So yeah, this like situation about the birthday party, like particularly with making this group chat originally, it was like it brought out like a lot of those same feelings. Like if I put myself out there in this way, am I going to get embarrassed in public? Am I going to, everyone's going to see that everyone's just going to wear me, or a load of people will drop out and everyone else will see that everyone else is dropping out. And my brain was really spiraling just thinking about like all the possible negative things that could happen. And I think what I said in my original video was, on some level, the only way to get over this is to just put yourself out there. And even if things go wrong, just prove that, just kind of observe what happens. And 99% of the time, like nothing bad happens. Like that's the thing, these like beliefs, these fears that we have where we're reacting to the past, 9 times out of 10, they don't apply to our like current situation. We're just kind of traumatized because of things that went wrong in the past. It's like clouding our judgment. I don't know if this is making sense, but I knew kind of deep down that everyone who I invited to this party, like there was no one I invited to this birthday that I was like on the fence about. Like the people who I invited, I actually wanted them to come. Like, and for the most part, like I will trust them and I know they're good people. So I knew they were never going to like flat out reject me. So even that was like some level of like me not being quite rational, but I still kind of thought they were all just going to drop out and, I was just going to get let down. Like, but again, what I said in this video is there's things you can do, like small steps you can take to like just dip your toes in instead of jumping in the pool. Like small steps you can take that make the whole process easier for yourself. Like kind of like exposure therapy. Like for me, to make the task of making this group chat easier, I told myself, right, I'm going to agree like at least 4 people. I'm going to message them individually and make sure they can come. And then when I make this group chat, I can say, okay, we have like a bunch of people coming already. And I know if everything else goes wrong, then these 4 people will come. And that's what I did. And that made it easier for me. But yeah, again, it's also just kind of doing it, then sitting back and observing what happens and realizing that nothing happened. Like, I did have a few like curveballs. Like, I was kind of compulsively checking the group chat like for a few weeks before, like trying to see if like people were just gonna drop out. And you know what? A few people did drop out, but that is completely fucking normal. That is normal. And I actually just still ended up having a great time. This was last night, if you couldn't tell. So the people who came out, I invited everyone to this restaurant. Then we went round a couple of bars, and just had an amazing fucking time. Like it's just this kind of like reassurance that I needed. Like I knew that everything would go okay, but I was still kind of holding on to this old fear. Like there were some specific situations in the past with my old friend group where I'd like made a group chat. I think a few times I invited a bunch of friends to like come round my house and they completely aired me. So that's like as specific as you can get. Like no wonder I would get triggered by making a group chat. Like I'm fucking traumatized by what happened before. But even as me and my brother, who were the first to arrive, were sitting in this restaurant, like we got there a bit early, I still just got this like mad wave of anxiety come over me. Like fuck, this is it. Like this is like really happening. Like visualizing that worst case scenario. Like we just end up there the whole night. No one turns up. They all abandon us. Like my brain's really like going to some crazy places to like fucking blackball myself and tell me that like, okay, no one loves you. You're just gonna get rejected by everyone. It was like this like last ditch attempt to fucking like tell myself there's no way this is gonna work. And I kind of just had to sit back and say, acknowledge what was really going on. Like this is not me reacting to the current situation. This is not my thinking brain. This is my nervous system trying to protect me from danger. It's reacting to something happening in the past and it's trying to protect me. Like it's telling me that I need to run away, otherwise I'm going to get hurt. But in acknowledging that I'm reacting to the past, I can acknowledge that, you know, I'm not in any danger here. I'm not in danger. I don't know how this night's going to go, but I'm not thinking clearly here. I'm reacting to something that happened a long time ago. So what I did was I just sat back and observed, just let things play out, acknowledged that this is not really happening to me. And from there it was just had a great time, enjoying the company of some great people. And the beautiful thing is, it's just so healing. It's like next time I do this, I'm not going to have like half as much anxiety because this is that like positive reference experience that like, it like fucking overwrites everything that happened to me in the past. Things have changed. I do have like a trusting group of people who care about me, who want to like come out and celebrate me on what is like a special day for me. Like that fucking absolutely means the world to me as someone who like really struggled with like finding any meaningful friends when I was younger. So sorry if this video is kind of like a bit all over the place, but if this feels like a real milestone in my life, and I just wanted to hop on camera and share the moment with you. So thanks for watching.